What if I told you that the reason you've been feeling slower, more faded, or less confident lately might be linked to something as simple and ignored as the acidity in your body? And that a tiny spoon of baking soda, yes, the same one sitting quietly in your kitchen cabinet, could be the missing key to restoring your glow, your circulation, and even your confidence in the bedroom after 60. This isn't theory. It's science many older adults have never heard of. My name is Dr. Lauren Hart. I'm a physician specialized in men's health, with over 3 decades of clinical experience, helping men and women rediscover their strength, clarity, and energy without tricks or fluff. I've seen what really works, and it often starts with the simplest changes. Here's the surprising truth. Baking soda isn't just a household cleaner. If used correctly, it can help improve blood flow, increase oxygen supply, enhance muscle function, and even unclog the small vessels that nourish the most vital organs, including those responsible for sexual performance. Most people have no idea this connection exists. In this video, you'll learn exactly how to use baking soda safely to support your energetic glow and intimate health starting today. No nonsense. Just real solutions that empower you from the inside out. And if you stick with me until the end, I'll give you a simple 7-day protocol that my older patients call a second chance in a tiny spoon. Before we begin, if you haven't subscribed yet, now is the perfect time. Hit that button and ring the bell to never miss another simple, powerful tip that helps you stay vibrant after 60. And if this message makes sense to you, write 1 in the comments. If not, write 0. Your comments help me serve you better. Let's start with a truth most people never talk about. Why do so many older adults start losing their natural glow, energy, and confidence? After 60, it's not just aging, it's what's happening inside your body that matters most. Understanding this is the first step to getting it all back. One reason older bodies lose their glow after 60. I've sat with hundreds of older men and women who quietly ask me the same thing. Why do I feel like I've lost my spark? It's not vanity. It's a deep human yearning to feel alive again. To look in the mirror and see vitality, not fatigue. After 60, many realize their skin looks duller, their energy wanes faster, and body confidence slowly slips away. Most attribute this to age, but the true culprit is often something else. Your body's internal environment is changing. It becomes more acidic, inflamed, and loaded with waste it can't efficiently eliminate. As kidneys slow down and blood thickens, toxins linger longer, circulation weakens, and little by little that inner glow fades. I remember a patient named Harold, 67, who told me he used to feel electric in the morning, sharp, strong, ready to face the world. But lately, even after 8 hours of sleep, he still felt sluggish. His skin looked tired, his motivation dropped. Doctors said everything was normal, but he knew something had changed. The truth is, our bodies weren't made to function with years of slow toxicity buildup. They need help to reset the balance. And sometimes that help comes from the most unexpected places. And this brings us to something simple, ignored, and surprisingly powerful: baking soda. Because once you understand how it restores your body's natural chemistry, you'll never see it the same way again. 2. The science of baking soda and your body's pH. When I first explain to my patients how baking soda works inside the body, their eyes usually open with disbelief. Wait, that little white powder I brush my teeth with? They ask. Yes, exactly that one. See, behind all the everyday uses we know, deodorizing fridges, whitening teeth, baking soda is actually a natural alkalizer. That means it helps neutralize excess acid in the body. gently shifting your internal chemistry back to balance. And for anyone over 60, that balance can make all the difference in how you feel. As we age, the body tends toward a more acidic state. This hidden acidity can silently drain your energy, stiffen your joints, dull your skin, and slow down every cell in your body. It's like a fog that settles over everything. But when we use baking soda correctly, it acts like a gentle breeze that dispels that fog. The blood becomes a little freer, oxygen travels more efficiently, and inflammation begins to decrease. I remember a gentleman, Raymond, who started a simple baking soda routine and told me, "It's like I got a little of my spark back." Now don't get me wrong. It's not a miracle powder, but it's a powerful tool when used with care, and it sets the stage for something even more vital: your circulation. Because without a strong, constant blood flow, even the best habits fall short. So let's look at how this small ingredient can be the key to restoring one of your body's most essential systems. 3. Baking soda and blood flow. The circulation link. If there's one thing I've learned from decades of practicing men's health, it's that circulation is everything. It's not just about the heart or arteries. It's about life reaching every corner of your body. And yet, after 60, many men start feeling colder hands and feet, slower healing, more fatigue, even issues in the bedroom. All signs that blood isn't flowing like it used to. What breaks my heart is how often this is dismissed as just aging, when in fact your body might be crying out for better flow. That's where baking soda becomes more than a kitchen ingredient. It becomes a circulatory ally. Studies show that when taken in proper doses, baking soda can help relax blood vessels and promote the production of nitric oxide, which improves vessel flexibility. It acts almost like a gentle internal cleanser that softly supports the pathways blood needs to nourish muscles, brain, skin, and yes, even the sexual organs. I had a patient, George, 71, who came in frustrated by his cold limbs and low energy. A week after adding a basic baking soda routine, he said, "It's like someone reopened the tap. It's not magic, it's chemistry. And it's one more way this humble powder quietly supports the very foundation of your vitality." But strong blood flow isn't just about feeling warmer or more alert. It plays a crucial role in performance, stamina, and confidence, especially in the more private areas of your life. And that's exactly what we're going to uncover next. 4. Baking soda and muscle performance after 60. There's a type of quiet frustration that sets in when your body just doesn't respond like it used to. I hear it all the time. Men tell me, "Doctor, I'm doing everything right, but I still feel tired with the smallest effort." And what they're describing isn't laziness or lack of discipline, it's the natural buildup of acid in aging muscles. As we get older, even the simplest activity can leave muscles sore, tight, and slow to recover. That's where baking soda comes in as an unlikely but effective option. Baking soda has a unique ability to buffer lactic acid, the same substance that accumulates in muscles when they're under tension. When that acid stays with you, you feel exhausted faster, but when it's neutralized, your muscles run cleaner for longer and recover more easily. I remember James, a retired firefighter in his late 60s. He still loved his morning walks, but halfway through, his legs would start to cramp. We added a small dose of baking soda to his morning routine. Days later, he told me, "I was able to do the whole circuit in the park without cramps, first time in months." It's small victories like this that restore your confidence not just in your body, but in life. And while better muscle recovery is a blessing, there's something even deeper that baking soda can help. Something older men rarely talk about, but silently worry about every day. Let's talk about what happens when baking soda helps restore blood flow to one of your body's most vital and vulnerable parts. 5. Baking soda and mental clarity. The brain-glow connection. There's a moment many of my patients describe, and I've felt it too. You walk into a room and forget why. You can't find the word that's on the tip of your tongue. You wake up already tired. These small lapses are dismissed as just aging, but deep down they leave a mark. They undermine your confidence. I had a patient, Leonard, a retired professor, who once told me, "I used to feel sharp, like I could take on anything. Now I feel like I'm walking through a fog." What most people don't realize is that mental fogginess and fatigue are often linked to what happens inside your blood, and that this blood also nourishes your brain. When your internal pH is off, when your blood becomes sluggish and acidic, your brain pays the price. That's where baking soda begins to shine. By gently supporting a more alkaline environment in the body, baking soda helps the blood move more freely, delivering oxygen and nutrients where they're most needed, especially to the brain. As a result, you can start to feel a little clearer, a little sharper, more present. Leonard called it lifting the fog. This kind of clarity isn't just about memory. It's about being fully present in your life, with your family, in your conversations. And when your mind feels awake again, the rest of you begins to follow. But what if I told you that this same simple remedy can also help one of the most ignored muscle groups in your body, one directly linked to control, strength, and even sexual health? Let's explore what most men never think to train, but should. 6. How baking soda can unclog the veins of the penis. This is the part that makes many men lean a little closer. And with good reason, sexual confidence doesn't disappear with age. It gets buried under layers of frustration, shame, and silence. I've had countless older patients come to me and whisper, "I just don't feel like myself down there anymore." What they don't realize is that their difficulties often have less to do with testosterone and more to do with blood flow. Yes, the real issue is that the small vessels that nourish the penis, what I call the veins of the penis, have become narrow, inflamed, or clogged over time. That's where baking soda earns its place. In this conversation, it helps improve circulation by reducing acidity and easing inflammation in blood vessels. And when the internal chemistry is more balanced, blood flows more freely, not just to the brain or muscles, but to the most intimate parts of your body. One of my patients, Walter, 72, said it best, "It didn't just help my performance, it gave me back my dignity." This is the type of transformation we rarely talk about, but that we deeply deserve. When used correctly, baking soda can be part of a larger solution that helps restore vitality to the parts of your life that may have felt quietly lost. But make no mistake, it's not about miracles. It's about giving your body what it needs to function naturally again. And now that we've talked about what baking soda can do inside your body, let me show you how to use it safely, effectively, and with the respect it deserves. 7 internal and external methods for safely using baking soda. Now that you understand what baking soda is capable of doing for your circulation, energy, and even intimacy, the next step is knowing how to use it safely, because here's the truth. Like any powerful tool, it can help or harm depending on how it's used. Over the years, I've seen men rush too much, take too much, or use the wrong kind and end up discouraged or worse, uncomfortable. So, let me tell you what I tell my own patients. You don't need to overdo it. In fact, often less is more. A simple mixture of half a teaspoon of baking soda stirred into a glass of room temperature water. Taking it on an empty stomach a few times a week is often all you need to start restoring balance inside your body. I've had men come back just a few weeks later, saying their digestion improved, their skin looked healthier, and they felt lighter in their own bodies. It's not dramatic, it's subtle, but powerful. For others, especially those suffering from bloating or joint stiffness, a warm baking soda foot bath before bed can ease tension and help the body detoxify through the skin. I've even recommended gentle baking soda masks for some patients whose skin had lost its glow, and they were surprised by the change after just 1 or 2 applications. But while these uses are incredibly helpful, they only work when done with care. And there are mistakes that can silently undo all the benefits. So before you start, let's talk about what not to do and how to avoid the silent pitfalls that many fall into. 8 mistakes to avoid with baking soda. One of the most frustrating things I see in my practice is when someone tries something promising like baking soda, but uses it wrong and ends up thinking it doesn't work, or worse, that it made things worse, and I don't blame them. Most people aren't taught to use natural remedies responsibly, or they're told to avoid them altogether, or they venture without understanding the balance between them. But with baking soda, balance is everything. The first mistake I see is overuse. Just because a little helps doesn't mean more is better. Taking too much too often can irritate the stomach, raise sodium levels, or even overload the kidneys if you have underlying issues. I once had a patient, Robert, who started taking it every morning and night. He had good intentions, but soon started feeling bloated and fatigued. We reduced the dose, and in a few days, he already felt better than before. Another common mistake is not taking breaks. Your body doesn't need constant correction. It needs support in waves. That's why I often suggest using baking soda 3 to 4 times a week, not daily forever. And if you take medications, especially for high blood pressure or kidney problems, you must talk to your doctor. These are important revisions, not simple area choices that gain strength over time. That's why I created this 7-day protocol, not as a rigid routine, but as a gentle rhythm. It's something my patients, especially those in their 60s and 70s, can follow without stress, and often with surprising results. Start each morning with a small act of self-care. Half a teaspoon of baking soda in a glass of water before coffee. Not every day, just on selected days, enough to maintain alkalinity without overstressing the system. On other days, we focus on recovery with a foot bath, facial wash, or light movement combined with deep breathing. What we're doing is not just supporting the body, we're inviting it to remember how to feel good again. You start to feel lighter, more awake, more connected to your own rhythm. An old patient, Earl, told me that for the first time in years, he started looking forward to mornings again. "It gave me something to look forward to," he said, and the spark started to return. This routine isn't a cure. It's a reminder that your body still knows how to heal, how to glow, how to move forward with strength and grace. But even the best routine means little if we don't protect the mindset behind it. And that leads me to something even deeper, something no remedy can give, but that every man over 60 urgently needs to reclaim. Let's talk about the silent weight of shame and how to finally let it go. 10 final words from Dr. Kara. There's something I wish every man over 60 could hear, not just once, but as often as needed for it to sink in deep. Your body isn't broken. It might be slower, softer in some places, or feel strange at times, but it's still yours. It's still alive. It's still capable of joy, strength, and yes, true healing. The truth is, most of what we call aging isn't just the passage of time. It's the accumulation of inflammation, stress, silence, and often shame. I've sat with patients who've spent years hiding how they feel, ashamed of a hairline that disappears, a belly that softens, the feeling of no longer being the man they used to be. But what I've learned and try to remind them is that confidence isn't something you get over, it's something you reclaim. And small acts like waking up and taking control of your health with something as humble as baking soda can be the spark that brings it all back. Because when you choose to care for your body, you're saying you still matter. You're saying, I'm not done yet. And I believe in that truth with all of me. You're not done. In fact, you might be entering your strongest, wisest, and most powerful chapter yet. Now, if this message stirred something in you, stay with me a little longer, because there's one final thought. A simple, grounding reminder that can change how you view your body, your health, and your future starting today. If this message reached you, if any part made you feel seen, heard, or hopeful, take a moment to like this video. Share it with someone who might need it, and leave a comment below. Tell me which part resonated with you most or what topic you'd like me to cover next. Your voice helps this community grow, and if you want to support my mission of providing honest, empowering health advice to more older people, consider making a small donation. Every gesture, big or small, helps keep this message alive. Thanks for being here. You matter more than you know.